Welcome back, friends. Welcome to another video tutorial from Shomu's Biology. In this video we want to talk about reasoning problems, and among reasoning we'll be talking about the blood relation problems. Now you see blood relationship problems for different competitive exams. Now here we have CSIR UGC NET exam, or if you go to GATE exam, there is also there. In any kind of government exams like IBPS Po, bank, rail, SSC and all this part, they ask this blood relationship type questions where you need to figure out the relationship between different people given in a question. Now in this video I will tell you what are the different ways to solve these questions fast, easily and accurately. So first I want to talk about the way you can solve them. Now this video is going for mostly those people who don't know how to solve these problems. So if you're an advanced learner and you already know the problems of earlier and you want to just brush through it, might not be the video for you, but it's for the beginners. Now the idea here for blood relationship problem, to understand that you also need to know the relationship scale. That scale that will tell you how you are related to other people in your family. Similarly, the same thing will happen to the other people given in the question, because in the question they will not tell your position, they will tell you other people, and that makes it difficult to correlate. If they ask question related to you, you can easily figure out the relationship scale. So let's learn the relationship scale first. And in the relationship scale, what we know, let's say this is the different generations we will see. Let's say you are at the present generation. This is the present generation, and in this present generation it's us, let's say it's me, or let's say it's you, or any other third party in this same present generation. Now if we go one generation up, what we will get here? One generation up we will get the generation of fathers. And similarly, if we look for males, there will be uncle, there will be the same generation over, because sibling will be father and uncle. And for the female perspective, we also have mother. Here in this side, let me write mother and aunt. Okay, one generation up. Now if you go two generation up here, what we will have in case of male, we have grandfather, okay, and in this case we will have grandmother, right? Two generation up for male grandfather, for female grandmother. Now this grandfather or grandmother can be from your family, or maybe it may be from your father's side, or it may be from your mother's side, but whatever side it is, we call them grandfather or grandmother. Now if you go from the generation and downwards, so I should draw the present generation here as well, and we are going to the bottom, one generation down from here, one generation down, what we will have? We have son or daughter. Similarly, among this son and daughter, they have their brothers and sisters linked. If you go two generation down here, two generation down, then we will have grandson and we have granddaughter. Let's go three generation down, the ultimate thing, three generation down, and then we will have great grandson and great granddaughter. Similarly, we can also go one generation up, third generation up, that will be great grandfather and great grandmother. So this is the scale, we call it relationship scale. you should have a proper idea of this scale. Now, once you know this scale, because whatever question they will ask, you need to figure out the presence of different individuals in different generation. Because once you find where the person placed in the generation, you can easily find its relationship with the others. Because relationship gets altered by changing the generation. For example, you and the same person kind of relatable with your age at the same generation most probably like to be either your brother or sister or cousin. That's the major choice that you have. So whenever you know the person you're talking about is in your generation, that's the three possibilities. Now the person we are talking, if it's one generation above, obviously they are going to be either father or uncle or mother or aunt. Other than that, there is no possibility. Okay, or stepmother. That's the thing. Now if you go 2 generations up, it can be grandfather or grandmother. Now the grandfather or grandmother can be from your father's side, so father of your father or father of your mother. That's also a possibility. Similarly for grandmother, mother of your father or mother of your mother, that can also be a part of grandmother. That's how it goes. Now if you think of 1 generation down, it can be either your son or your daughter, or it can also be son or daughter of your brother or sister, right? That will be nephew and niece. So once you have a clear idea about all these names with the corresponding generation, now you are good to go for solving the problems. But this is what you need to know, and also you need to know the different names that are there. Okay, the names that are possible. Now this thing, when you talk about and when you see, you find like it's easy to remember. But the complication arises when this thing is tagged with marriage. Because it's not about only one family, right? Marriage means there are multiple families will correlate, will interact. So they have their own history, they have their own generations. So when there is a marriage, obviously the marriage is between the same generation of 2 different families. So if it's the same generation marriage, so you have a whole degree of other relatives which are in-law relatives. So we just put in-laws with their relation, just like the relation you have in your own family. So if you have your own brother, that is brother, either elder or not, we don't call it elder brother or other, we just call it brother. Now the same thing, if there is a brother of your wife, you call it brother-in-law. Similarly, you have your brother's wife, call it sister-in-law. Okay, so this is how those relations will interact. So remember, in-laws will be there. So let's say you marry your wife and your wife's father equivalent to your father because of the same kind of age as well as the same generation. So you call it father, but as it's your wife's father, you call it father-in-law. Okay. Similarly, wife's mother, mother-in-law. Right. So this is how you should go. Wife's sister, sister-in-law. Wife's brother, brother-in-law. Similarly, this is how you can think of the different relationships that are present between the marriage. So once you know this, once you have a clear idea, then we can go and think of how we will solve this type of questions from blood relationship. I think you're ready to go. If you're ready to go, take a pen and paper, because I'll be telling you some questions. Actually, the question you can see in the bottom of this board, where we can start solving the question, and I'll tell you the easy way to solve these questions. Okay, so stay tuned. So till now we talked about the relationship scale, and you learned that. Once you know the relationship scale and what we call the other people that are linked with us in relationships, but now we will see how to solve the problems associated with relationship. Now the problems that they will ask, as I told you earlier, they will only tell the relation between other people, but you need to judge it, find it. They will never give you a problem that is linked with you, because it becomes more easy to solve them, right? So to solve this type of relationship problems, the thing you should know is about a pictorial representation of whatever problem that is listed. It's a pictorial representation to find the relationship quite easily by managing the different generation in separate lines. So what we mean? Let's look at it. So for all these problems that we will solve, we'll think of male. We will draw male as a plus sign like this, circle and plus inside. For females, we'll draw minus inside the circle. Then for couples related with the marriage, we just make these two lines in between them. So these are just the signals and the signs with which we represent things. Now the relationship with brother sister, we will link it, say relationship with brother like that, brother with sister like that, sister with sister like that. Single line for representing the relation between the siblings. And son or daughter, we link simply arrow. So for example, daughter of a father will be written as like this, one arrow from the father. Son of father is written like this. Okay. So if there is father, obviously the mother will be there. The same thing will be there from mother as well. Okay. The arrow will represent the son or daughter. So these are the way that we will going to represent things. Okay. Remember this representation, and whatever question we will solve, we will use this scheme to solve them. Now let's go to the question. Now I have this handout. Now the questions that I will tell from this handout, I will try to attach them in my description of the video as well. But you can also see that provided in the bottom right now. So I'll put these questions in the bottom because it's kind of taking more time to write them. So just put it in the bottom. So I read it from this handout, but you can see the questions coming here. So you can again write it down and start solving the problems. Now here we go with Mohan is the son of Arun's father's sister. Prakash is the son of Reva, who is the mother of Vikas and grandmother of Arun. So the reason I am reading this, because when you start reading these questions, you will see there are multiple individuals are linked, but you need to find the way of linking them. So you will find someone common, the mother or sister or father, through 2-3 generation relationship, you will find some people common. Now they will try to puzzle you by providing you informations quite haphazardly. For example, if they are going to say like this person is your mother, instead of saying that, I can tell you this person is your father's wife. So wife of your father is obviously your mother, but they will tell the same thing in a different way so that it gets kind of complicated. That's the idea, because it's reasoning. So they will test your skill of looking at and reading a statement and find the actual simplified version of it. That's the idea of reasoning. Now if we read this question which is in the bottom, so we start solving the question straight ahead. I'll start with this idea, Mohan. So let me take this only 2 colors, rest of them is okay. So here it says Mohan, it's M, is the son, so I put it plus for son, is the son of Arun's father's sister. Arun's father's sister, yeah. So this is Mohan is the son of, this is father's sister, and this sister is Arun's father, right? That is the idea. So Mohan is the son of Arun's father, which is this one, his sister. We represent it with this link. So Arun's father and the sister will be represented with a single line, brother and sister relation, and M or Mohan is represented as a son of this sister, which we don't know the name. So we simply write father sister here. So you get this arrow from there. So this is how you start representing each of the statements. Okay, and once you've done the representation, then you'll see the link and pattern. So now the second line, Prakash is the son of Reva, who is the mother of Vikas. So what we want to find here, we want to find the common individual, the link. So if you don't find the link, it will be very difficult to put them, right? Because we don't know where we put them. Left side, right side, up, bottom, we don't know that. So here it says Prakash is a different guy, not in here, is the son of Reva, again a different person, who is the mother of Vikas and grandmother of Arun. So all of it are different. But it says grandmother of Arun. So what you find here, grandmother of Arun, we know this person is Arun's father. So grandmother of Arun means here this Reva is the grandmother, mother of Vikas and grandmother of Arun. So what we can think, grandmother of Arun means the mother of Arun's father. So here we put the Reva here. Grandmother of Arun. So now we connect the link and we can put the individual now. So Prakash is the son of Reva. So Prakash, says another one, Prakash is the son of Reva. And Arun's father is also a son of Reva according to the early statement. So we know Arun's father and Prakash are siblings, right? Now what it says more, Pranav is the father of Neela. So now Pranav is a new person, father of Neela, which is also a new person, and the grandfather of Mohan. So here comes Mohan. So now we can again connect it. So Mohan is there. It says Pranav is the father of Neela and the grandfather of Mohan. So the grandfather means 2 generations up, 1, 2. So this is Pranav, grandfather of Mohan and father of Neela, right? And now Reva is the wife of Pranav. So Reva is the wife of Pranav, so they are couple. Now where is Vikas? If you see the earlier statement, it says that Reva, who is the mother of Vikas. So Vikas is the son of Reva. We haven't put that earlier, but now we put it. And the grandmother of Arun, that's also justified. So everything that are listed in this question, we put together in this picture. So now we need to figure out the actual relationship. Now the question is, in this case, one thing you should remember, this diagram is not entirely correct, because you know, in this type of questions, they will tell you the name of the person directly, and they can also tell you how their relationship. So they can tell you it's Arun's father or Vikash's mother, and they will also tell you name, Neela, then Reva. So it may also possible that some of this name as the relation is the same person, but still I don't want you to figure that out. You don't even need to figure those things out, whether they're the same person or not. Just draw the lines by representing themselves as the way it's mentioned, but light them up in different generations. So in this question we find 3 different generations. This is the generation 1, this is generation 2, and this is generation this is the first generation 1, 2, and this is the bottom, the generation number 3. 3 different generation is there. So then how to find it out, how the relationship will be there. Now the question is, how is the wife of Vikas related to Neela? So Vikas and Neela, both of them are at the same generation, which is generation 2. So wife of Vikas, so I don't know whether you can see it or not, so I must write it here somewhere. I write it like that. Wife of Vikas at the same generation and Neela, they are belonging to the same generation, but it's in-laws relation. Remember I told you anything that is related to the marriage is in-laws. So here it will be the same generation between two female. What can be the relation between two female in the same generation? Sisters, right? Or cousins. In this case, this is a sister relation, but in-laws. So it is a sister-in-law relation, right? That's how you can easily get it. Just you need to represent the data that is provided in a picture form. Then you can easily get the answer. Okay. So this is the first question. We will solve another question and let's see that. Okay. So now let's look at the question number 2, which is provided here in the bottom. So just read this question or write it down and we'll start solving them. I also have this question in the handout. It says T, S and R. There's no names here. It's just the alphabet. Sometimes it's easy to think of. T, S and R are 3 brothers. Okay. T's son Q. So let's start writing this question down as pictures. So it says T, S and R. So let me write it here. T, S and R. Let's say S, T and R. T, S and R, all of them are brothers. So all of them are boys and they are brothers. Straight link. The first line is represented successfully. The second one, T's son Q married to K and they have one child. So T's son Q, son means plus, okay, male. Q married to K, okay, from a different family. Remember, it's from a different family. Married to K and they have one child, Rahul, blessed with them. So they have the child Rahul, which is also a boy. Guess on the name. So second sentence is also represented. Now the third sentence, M, the son of S, is married to H. So M is the son of S. M is the son, so plus son of S, arrow representing son, is married to H. Okay, from a different family. And the couple is blessed with a daughter, Madhavi. So the daughter here is Madhavi, right? Now, so it's also represented. 3 sentences are represented as a picture. Now the fourth one, R has a daughter who is married to P. So R has a daughter. We don't know the name of the daughter, let's say D, who is married to P. Married to P, so obviously P is a male. This couple has one daughter, Karuna, born to them. So the daughter here, they have Karuna as their child. So now the question is how Madhavi is related to H, related to S. How Madhavi is related to S. What's the relation? So see, this is Madhavi, this one, and the S is this one. So you only have to find the relation between Madhavi and S. So whatever details that are provided afterwards are not required. So the details coming from T and R, these 2 brothers, are not at all required. Just simply looking at this line will easily help you to get the answer. Just a very simple question. So see, Madhavi and the S have 2 generations in between them, right? So S is a male and Madhavi is a female. So relation of Madhavi to the S is simply granddaughter, because Madhavi's father is M here and the father of M is S. So S is grandfather of Madhavi. So Madhavi is the granddaughter of S. Okay, this is how you should solve this question. Okay, so we've seen 2 more questions. Now let's look at the last question, the third question from this area, and the question is provided in the bottom, so you can see it. Okay. Now it says Aarti and Subhas Aarti and Subhas are the children of Mr. and Mrs. Shah. So what do you think? Mr. Shah, Mrs. Shah, their couple, Mr. Shah plus Mrs. Shah minus. Remember the signs listed here. Okay, so if anytime you forget, you just think of it. Okay, and Aarti and Subhas are both of their, let's say this is Aarti, let's draw it Subhas, they are children, right? So you can simply even draw from one parent, it does not matter, okay, because both of them are coming from this parent. So first line is represented. Second line, Ritu and Shakti are the children of Mr. and Mrs. Mehra. Ritu and Shakti. So let's say again draw it Mr. Mehra plus Mrs. Mehra minus, and Ritu and Shakti. So let's draw it, say Ritu minus Shakti boy plus, right? So two different family and they have their own relations, we just draw it. The third line, Subhas and Ritu are married to each other. So this is Subhas, this is Ritu, they will marry with each other. So let's add them, two lines for marriage. And two daughters, Mukti and Shruti, are born. So they have two daughters, Mukti and Shruti. Okay, two daughters are born. Now the last line, Shakti is married to Reena and two children, Shubhas and Reshma. So Shakti is married to Reena. Reena, yes. Shakti is married to Reena. So let's put Reena here. Married with Reena. And they have two children, Shubhas and Reshma. So here we go. Shubhas. Should have found Shubhas and Reshma. Their daughter and son. So this is whatever thing represented in the question, we put it in the pictorial form. That's the job you have to do. Once you do that, the interpretation will be really easy, because we know this is the one generation, this is the second generation and the third. So first generation, second generation and the third generation listed. So you can be easily forming the answer. Now the question is how Aarti is related with Shruti. So I know this is Aarti, right? And I think, I hope this is Shruti, Mukti and Shruti. So this is Shruti, this is Aarti. You know, when we are solving this problem, it's better you write, at least in case of names, you write it 2 or 3 letters, alphabets. Because you know, some cases there can be same alphabet representing different names. So it can be puzzling. If you find something wrong and do a mistake, it will be a huge problem. So it's better that you put like small names like Aarti, ARTI, or small way that you can understand what you're talking about. The question is how this Aarti is related with Shruti. Now the first thing you need to figure out to solve this type problems is the generation gap and the link. Now Aarti is one generation above than Shruti. So one generation above relation always work in a way like father, mother, aunt, uncle. That's the way one generation of relations can be possible. In this case, Aarti is a girl, Shruti is also a girl. So the way two females can link one generation gap will be either aunt or mother. Now we clearly see that Aarti is not mother of Shruti. So obviously it's the aunt of Shruti. So Aarti, how is related to Shruti? Aarti is aunt of Shruti. Okay, so that's the answer for this question. So you see these questions, how easy to answer once you draw the pictures. So try to draw the pictures and it will be very easy for you to solve this type of questions. Now while I am explaining this question, I was doing very small, very slow and stuff, but when you actually do the practice and do the job, it will be very fast. It will give you answers instantly. Okay. And if there can be multiple types of problems associated with this blood relationship, sometimes they can tell that a person is showing a picture and telling the person in the picture is the daughter of my mother's sister. This is the type of question that they can also ask. Okay, so think of this type of questions. Those are much easier to answer because this is linear and only one range of relation. Here it gives you 2-3 different families, in-laws, and that's how relations over there, but easy to solve once you know the formula. Now you should go fast while you're solving, but remember, keep these things in your mind, keep the steps right. You can go first, but don't forget the steps. Okay, now if you practice a lot, you might jump few stages and you can calculate on your brain, but for that you need a lot of practice. Okay, so stay tuned and watch the videos of other math videos and other reasoning and aptitude videos in my channel. So if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel to get more videos like that.